apparently has stepped down. I think press conference might be in full swing right now. Let's go to Vinny. I think he's got some information on that.
Yeah, that was it. He called an impromptu press conference right before their last game against the Portland Trail Blazers. Apparently, Jeanie Buss was not aware of what he was going to say, or she may have known right before he said it, but he has stepped down. He says it's not fun for him. He doesn't like all the tampering charges. He wants to interact with other people in the NBA. I think that's all just window dressing. I think we all know that he's done a pretty crappy job. The heat is on, and he's butting heads with Jeanie about whether to keep Luke. And I think this may be an indication that Luke is going to stick around. So that's my feelings on it. I love Magic Johnson as a player, as a human being, as a person. He was a terrible Lakers coach. He's a terrible Lakers general manager and president. I'm not sorry to see him go in that capacity. He
said, I think, way back when he took this job, if I can't get this team into the playoffs or in contention within a couple of years, I'll step down. So he's a man of his word. And I agree with you. I think they made a mistake in not hiring a president and a general manager with experience. Granted, Magic's a great businessman. He's proven that. He's an entrepreneur and he's a billionaire, but he's never run a front office of a professional sports team. Rob Pelinka has been the player agent on the other side. He has never been involved in negotiating from this side of the table. I don't think it was broken. I think it was broken before it even got started. Neither one of them had any experience in either position, and I think it showed. I mean, a lot of the moves that Magic made. I mean, you don't know where to start. I mean, you lose Julius Randle for nothing. You don't even get a draft pick. You get nothing for him. The guy averages 19 points a game this year. Brook Lopez, he signs for the $1.1 million that the Lakers could have given him. You go and beg the Clippers to take Zubac from you for a shooter that can't shoot. So I'm not really impressed with the decisions the front office has made. I don't know how much of it's Magic, how much is Rob, but I don't think either one of them are qualified. John?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's been successful everywhere he's been, but jumping into this new job, I totally agree. I just don't know if he's also got a lot of things going on. He's not going to give it 100. I don't know if he gave it 100%, but certain guys like there's been certain baseball players that said that they'd be good coaches and they're not good coaches. And I don't know. I guess my question to you guys is is it time to clean house, right? Get rid of Rob and get rid of Luke and get rid of, everybody that, and start all over again. And is that something that needs to be addressed by, the Buss family and make those decisions from there? But obviously what they decided to do this year is failed. So, I think it goes back to the drawing board, putting everything on the table and trying to start all over again. I don't know. I don't know, for some apparent reason, Vince, I know that you say Luke might want to stay. I don't like his game plans. I don't like the way that he runs his offense. I don't know.
Rotation is terrible.
It's just I just think there needs to be fresh for everything. I think they need to, and obviously LeBron is going to be an input here on who he wants to coach him, but I don't know. I just think there needs to be a cleaning of the house and in all regards. So. Yeah.
Well, Mark Heisler had a story in the Register on Sunday where he pretty much bashed the front office, and one of his points was that Magic has disappeared. You don't see him around. He's not in his offices. Doesn't show up at practices that much, and he's pretty much unavailable. And Heisler pointed out that a lot of presidents don't always, occupy their office during the season, but they have strong GMs who are there every second of the way to take on whatever challenge might rear its head.
He was watching Michigan State try to get to the NCAA finals. That's where he was.
Yeah. And, Pelinka is no guy to count on when you're out of the office. I mean, he's not a genius at making decisions either. Mm-hmm. So I just
he doesn't appear to be. Again, we don't know. Obviously, Magic was the figurehead for most of this, and Rob was the money guy. Once everything was shut down and handed over to Magic and Rob, it was very clear that they were going forward from a deficit position. We knew that the money that they were handcuffed with, Kupchak handcuffed them with those salaries. It was just outlandish, and so they were already coming from a deficit position, and I get that completely, and it seems like there wasn't a lot of nuance or subtlety to what they were doing. It felt like, let's take this big chunk and make that a negative, and this is a positive, and we get rid of all of this money so we can sign this many people, and the people will come. And they didn't come, and then it was like, oh crap! Now I'm going to get Lance Stevenson, right? JaVale McGee,
Tyson Chandler,
Beasley, Michael Beasley, Tyson Chandler, Rondo. It just felt like. It just felt like, hey, look at me. I can shift the money around, and look at me. I can field a team just, based off of all of these 1-year contracts. And it's like, again, I'll say it, as I said before, saw this coming, right? That team never felt like it was going to be.
It's not surprising.
No, and that being said, I think that it's come to some loggerheads now with Jeanie sort of looking and saying, well, okay, what's your philosophy for this team? And Magic comes in there and saying, we need to get rid of Luke, and we need to, keep these guys, and we need to get rid of that guy. And Jeanie's probably looking at him and saying, I completely disagree with this. Yeah. I completely disagree with this. And I think that's what's happened, is that it's no fun. It feels like Luke might still get fired, and that's probably right. I mean, somebody needs to.
I think we need.
But also, this could have been Magic, falling on his sword for Luke, and we might see, not for Luke, but if he falls on his sword, that might spare Luke. John thinks we need a fresh start, and that might be the case. I don't know who's going to step in, if Pelinka is going to be the the complete and utter full-time general manager guy, because Magic is out. I mean, he's out. He's no longer in a capacity with the Lakers, as far as I know. We might hear something different about whether there's some sort of figurehead position, but he's done. I just scratch my head because the Laker fans are set, one side of their mouth, they're saying, gosh, Rondo was out, and LeBron was out, and Lonzo was out, and we had all these guys, and, I don't know that they need that much more. And then you see them play a kind of a must-win game against the Clippers for the Clippers, and all about effort. And trust me, any Laker fan who sits out there and says, Jamario Jones, Alex Caruso, these guys should be on the roster, you're out of your minds. Alex Caruso can give you a week, 10 days, 20 days of great effort, but he is not going to make your roster. He just shouldn't make your roster. I'm sorry. He's a great guy, the bald mamba, love him, love the effort, but we need that kind of effort every night from the kids.
82 times.
From the guys that we drafted, not the G Leaguers.
Right. You were saying that from what you could gather on the computer there, that Jeanie was not made aware of this before the press conference?
Apparently not. Apparently the indication was that he had just informed her that he was going to call an impromptu press conference and resign. Wow. So she was there with him.
Right.
But
unaware of what he was going to
say. Unaware prior to.
Probably aware right before she went on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Made aware of what he was going to do.
I'm stepping down. What?
Yeah. What? Where do they go from here? I mean, are there anybody? Obviously, if Jeanie didn't know about this, she hasn't done a search for a president. So that's
the timing. The timing of it is odd.
Timing is very odd.
I don't really understand it. It feels very selfish. Of Magic. It feels like there should have been more time for everybody to prepare, so it looks like this team isn't just floundering.
Let's have a little transition. Here from.
It's a mistake. The optics of it are bad. What is actually happening is bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. It makes the team look bad. It's got to have LeBron questioning what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty clear that this is LeBron's team in more ways than one. And I'm very intrigued to see how this plays out.
It doesn't help Magic's image, Jenny. I failed. I'm out of here. See you later.
Yeah.
Don't let the door hit me on the way out.
Right. Exactly.
It didn't, and from what I'm hearing from friends who are texting me who are watching the press conference live, he's very emotional about it. It doesn't feel like, he came to this conclusion very easily, but it doesn't sound like I failed and I need to go. It sounds like this is no fun for me anymore. I don't want to be the guy who fires, people.
Right.
I want to be able to chat with people without, being accused of tampering. That sounds so disingenuous.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like there was no exit strategy at all. And that if I'm a free agent, I'm looking at that going, oh, my God, what a dumpster fire.
Exactly.
And that's not the way an LA Laker franchise should be run and handled.
And this is going to affect free agency. I mean, like you said, players are going to look at the instability and who's going to be leading us, who's going to be the coach.
Unless Jeanie acts quickly and says, Luke's our guy. Here's our general manager pick. Here's what's happening. I'm in control. Kind of the Alexander Haig. Even if you're not in control, I've got it. I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Just take charge.
Is there anybody? I can't even think of anybody out there that would take that general manager position.
It's happened so quickly here. I don't have enough.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know where to start, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
so.
It's a shocker. It's a shocker.
Yeah. The only thing I would say. All right. Again, I'm starting to sound like a UCLA Bruin fan. Let's just wait till it turns over and we'll get Tony Bennett. He'll be our guy. We'll get Tony Bennett.
Right,
Yeah.
Oh, shucks. He won. I guess he won't be coming to UCLA. Oh, God. But it sounded a little like that, a little Pollyanna. Maybe this is greasing the skids for a Mike Krzyzewski. General manager, coach, he's in charge, player personnel, right? Why not?
I know why not, but I mean, he's got it so good.
Of course he's got it so good. He'd never come.
He would never come, but I understand where you're going there.
He'd never come, but, so you're saying I've got a chance.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but I think that's the only kind of deal that would attract Krzyzewski.
I'll bet the no at minus 800. Yeah.
How much influence is LeBron going to have now in selecting the
I think he's going to have all of it.
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty heavy into this deal. But then, if it's not going their way, are you pointing the finger at the coach, or are you pointing the finger at LeBron, saying you brought this guy in here, right? So, I just don't make some sudden moves, right? Do your homework. Make sure that whoever you bring in is going to fit what's going on with because what do you got? 2 years or 3 years with LeBron? What is it after that, right?
Yeah, next year's number 2.
Is this like a deal like the coach that you bring in leaves with LeBron in 3 years and then you start all over again?
There's a lot of I think Kyrie Irving said a couple of days ago he would be open to meeting with the Lakers next summer during the free agent period. Apparently he and LeBron have kissed and made up over their little squabble in Cleveland. But I wonder how this would affect that. I mean, if that have any effect at all on,
It's got to. It really. What happens in the next 48 to 72 hours? I think that's critical. If Jeanie comes out kind of milk toasty about this, we're in deep trouble, right? But if there is this wow, this is unexpected, but I have a bottom drawer with, auxiliary plans for any, occasion, then maybe. But
maybe Doc can come over and be coach and president.
Yeah. Why? Yeah, I think he's fine right there.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's got it pretty well under control. All right, that was quite a shocking way to start the day.